And our breaking news this hour reports that a number of people have been killed after a shooting in a restaurant in Paris. The incident took place at a Cambodian restaurant in the 10th arrondissement. So let's get more on this now. I understand that we can now speak to an eyewitness, someone who is in the French capital. Nick Holden is on the line for us now. Nick, tell us where you are in Paris at the moment.
So we were just having dinner about sort of 500 meters south of Republic Square, and things were pretty quiet until a lady came in crying. We assumed it was some sort of domestic dispute, and then someone said that she had seen someone being shot. So but things were pretty quiet. So we kind of paid our bill and left, and then walked down the road, and then the police cordon started to grow, and people started to kind of yell and run run down the street, and so that's what we've done. So we've sort of cleared well south of Republic Square.
And just to be clear, a lady came into the restaurant where you were dining, crying and saying that she'd witnessed someone being shot. Was she at another restaurant in the area?
So we don't know. I didn't talk to her directly. I only talked to the waitress who gave her a glass of water to comfort her. And as I say, we assumed it was a domestic dispute, to be honest. And until the waitress told us what she had seen, we didn't quite believe what was happening until we heard the sirens, until we heard the people started to run, and that's kind of what we did.
And whereabouts are you now?
So we're probably 800 meters south of Republic Square. So we can see the sirens in the distance. We were just at a corner cafe about 500 meters south of the square, and then the police came down again and pushed people away, and people started to run. But now where we are, as I say, is 800 meters south, and it's weirdly calm here, to be honest, other than the sirens ahead. It's like people here don't know quite what's happened.
Is it busy where you are at the moment, or has it cleared out?
There are people, honestly, there are people having a glass of wine in the corner, but 200 meters away from us.
Are they aware of what's going on?
I don't think they are. I don't think they know what's happened.
They don't know what's happened because but that's because they're still inside those bars and restaurants. Whereas
they're still inside, yeah, they're still inside, and but as I say, we just literally ran from 200 meters away when the police came, and they with whistles and sirens, and it was panic. 200 meters away from where we are now.
So 200 meters away from where you are now, the police are on the scene, and presumably they've cleared that area. So if you were to try and access that particular part of town again, just 200 meters from where you are, it's sealed off.
Yeah, completely sealed off. Yeah, we went through like a police cordon to get to where we are now.
And roughly, what are you seeing in terms of a security presence? Army, military, police cars.
So I can see straight up the road towards Republic Square, and I can see sirens in the distance, and clearly they've blocked that off. But where we are now, which is, as I say, it's about 800 meters south of Republic Square, traffic is moving fairly normal, if not in one direction, which is away from the square. But the square itself, there are sirens, and there's no way we could get close to it.
Nick, give me a sense of the atmosphere, the mood in the restaurant before you rushed out and were escorted out of the vicinity.
As I say, it was very calm until this lady came in crying, and we didn't know why she was crying until a waitress started to tell people. And I think the restaurant deliberately didn't want to panic anyone, and so didn't tell people. But then people started to check their phones and see they were getting alerts on their phones, and then the restaurant. We were 500 meters away from the square, so people started to get nervous and leave, and obviously people started to head in one direction, which is away from Republic Square.
And how was the news of the evacuation sort of delivered to you? Was there a security presence immediately on the scene, or people sort of voluntarily left the area?
No, people just left the area. It was a general where we are now, everywhere. So, as I just said, I told you before that people were relaxed where I was now. That's not true anymore. Everyone is leaving. Everyone is going south. They've I assume it's the authorities, but someone has closed every bar. So everyone has to leave every bar where we are now. And people are leaving those areas, and people are being forced, not by police, but they're being told to go south.
And can you give me a sense of what the area was like, who it would have been popular with? Is there a particular age group that you sort of predominantly saw in the streets, the sort of presence that would have been out on a Friday night?
This is kind of the what's known as the third area of Paris. We're an area just sort of north of a place called Marais, which is a pretty fashionable place to eat and drink and play. It changes a little bit when you get closer to Republic, but it's a pretty fashionable place to go. But like most of Paris, there's a cafe on every corner, and there are people outside sort of enjoying a Friday night.
Nick Holden.
I just need to move south now, so we all have to keep walking. I'm going to move. So I apologise if my...
No, that's fine. Tell me why are you moving? Why are you moving away from the area at the moment? Where are you heading?
So we're not being forced or anything, but they are closing the bars and people are leaving. And
so would you say that the area that was previously sealed off is expanding gradually towards you?
No, it's not being aggressively expanded by the police, but obviously someone's being told to close the bars and get people out of here.